Hello traders out there in Traderland, day 7 here with the weekend edition. Sorry I've been absent. I'll explain all that a bit later in the video. Anyway, this video is good through June 14th, 2020, and the markets ended the week in bullish territory after a big sell-off, guys. It was a massive 1,000 point Dow sell-off on Thursday, Friday. We bounced back. We have the Russell's 2000 up 2.5%, which looks really good. The lagger happens to be the NASDAQ, which has been beating out everybody as of lately. Financials up 3%, so it's doing really well, guys. US dollar higher, silver lower, break even on gold and VIX down 4.5%, it looks like here. And we also, or 11.5% rather, 11.5%, and the Bitcoin is at 9,400. Okay, woo, got through all that. Let's start here at the S&P 500 daily chart, looking at this. And this is for educational purposes only. Let's look at everything that we have going on. I'm using TradingView, and down in the comments, or I'm sorry, down in the description area, you can see a link for TradingView. But check this out. The S&P 500 had this significant drop yesterday or Thursday. I'm doing this Friday right after the market has closed, and there's the big drop. It broke a trend line, guys. That's a rising wedge trend line breakdown. That's bad news. We had the 200-day, we call it Big Red, 200-day coming over, acting as support. The question is, will we continue to break down next week? And if so, we have an area of support coming across here, which would be the rising 50-day moving average. If we can stay above the rising 50-day moving average on the S&P 500, that will be really bullish. And by the way, the sell-off has happened on massive volume, guys. This is not small volume. These are big players selling off in this market right now. So we had this sizable run to the upside. We have profit taking place, but anytime you get price action taking place in the middle of these moving averages, just know that things can start going up and down and get crazy, and you'll get a lot of consolidation inside the moving averages. Look at the moving averages like sticky spider webs. So that's what's going on with the spider. If you look here at the weekly chart on the spider, the weekly chart is we're up, and then we have this big engulfing type candlestick reversal pattern, guys. So this is telling me this could be ready to drop or consolidate sideways. We need to stay above these moving averages to stay bullish in the markets. But after a big run like this, it would not be surprising at all if we had several weeks to the downside. And I want to show you something on the MACD centered oscillator. We do have a negative tick. First time we had a negative tick since, this goes back to March 16th, the week of March 16th, 2020. So we have one now. That's a crossing that's taking place in the MACD and the signal line. So in that cross, that's bad news. So things can start to get pretty bearish. And again, this is the weekly chart. Every bar is 1 week here. I'm going to go back to the daily charts on the diamonds. Take a look here. Diamonds, and this is the Dow 30 ETF. We have support. We broke support. Now support's acting as resistance. That's bad news. We did get back above the 20-day moving average. That's my blue line here. But the long as we can stay above the 50-day moving average, that'd be good. But again, we're caught up in the moving averages. Look for a lot of volatility here, a lot of chop. So this is a good time to probably be in cash just to hang out for a while to see what the markets are going to do. If you go here to the NASDAQ has been on fire, up, and away. On Friday, big sell-off, breaking a trend line with the rising wedge breakdown on big volume. Today, Friday, same thing, but we're above the rising 20-day moving average. Now, the big bullish parts here is we have small caps. Let's look at them. Small caps is above the trend line. See this? Support, bounce. We're above the support line, and on Friday was up 2.5%. So that's really a bullish underlying move that's taking place there. So far, look at it as a barometer. If you look at the financials, ETF, XLF, we didn't even get to the trend line, let alone break it. We didn't even get to it. We're starting to find support at the rising 20-day moving average here on the financials. Anytime you got the financials and the banks with the NASDAQ showing relative strength, that's good news for the markets as a whole. So that acts as a barometer. But Did the sell-off happen with big volume? Yes, Thursday, a big volume on Friday. The sell-offs were big volume, but a lot of the sell-off on Friday was bullish activity. That bullish activity you can see with the lower shadow. Do you see the lower shadow here? Those lower shadows are indicative to bullish activity. So big volume. Most of this candlestick is a lower shadow, meaning those are bullish. That's bullish activity, bringing price action back to the upside. All right, U.S. dollar. U.S. dollar. Last couple of days have been bouncing higher. The U.S. dollar had been pounded. I mean, just destroyed the last couple weeks here, guys. Just destroyed. Silver is holding its own. It's staying up here. It's as long as it stay above these moving averages, we'll be fine. But that's interesting. Gold here, we're at a resistance point. We're building a high base above moving averages, so we could still keep going higher here. But the thing I like to look at when I look at these. Let's go to silver, and on silver I'm gonna go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart's pretty important to me. We up. Last week we had our head and dropped. This week we went up. Couldn't even get to the trend line. Got close to it, and then they sold into it. So that's weak. So we're up. It's hitting our head. We could be ready to have a big sell-off on silver. If you go here to gold. Gold had a big drop, but we popped back up this week. So this week was really bullish on gold. So gold looks like it has more upside opportunity here. If I look at the MACD weekly chart, we have a itsy bitsy little teeny weeny positive tick, the smallest you can get on the histogram. The histogram MACD. So that is a positive tick, meaning that we just this week got our first crossover to the bullish side. So that could play out quite well for gold. So you guys who are in the gold and silver and the precious metal sides, that's Janelle. She's helping out with the big. Say hi to everybody. She's helping out with our class this weekend. We have a big mentorship class this weekend. She dropped something. I don't know what it was she dropped, but it's all right. So for you guys who are in precious metals, feel free to share the video because there's some things to be paying attention to here, technically speaking. The VIX weekly is up. You see this down. The fear has spiked this week, and we're above moving averages, guys. So that's just kind of bad news, on the bearish side. Bitcoin has popped up on the weekly. Again, this is the weekly bit. We're over this big trend line. It's staying over this, but we have a minor trend line we need to get over. But we went up. Last week we were at 10,000 plus. So look for Bitcoin to start making some nice headway to the upside. Okay. Oh, you know what? Let me do this just quickly. I'll share with you a couple stocks of interest that you may find as buys or sells opportunities. This is for educational purposes only. Fair enough? All right, let's go. Let's take a look here at Grok stock picks. If you go here to Apple, this is the weekly. Up, shooting star. See the shooting star? That's bad news, okay? Not good for Apple, guys. That's a reversal pattern. If you go to the daily chart, you'll see that we're starting to break down. But as long as we stay above this moving average, I'm using the 8 EMA here. If we stay above it, that's pretty bullish. But I'm thinking it has a good chance of breaking down. Matter of fact, I think the trend line here would be there to here. If it can stay above that trend line, all is well in the world with Apple. AMD is sideways doing nothing. Amazon up, but look how it dropped. We had a doji and now a big drop, but if it stays above the 8 EMA, stay with it. But let me quickly look at the weekly. So look at the weekly. It's a big shooting star. I wouldn't want any part of that, guys. Not a part of that. Baba, sideways nothing. Baidu, man, we got resistance coming up. Booking is selling off. You need to be short that. Cisco, big sell-off, short that, bad news. Catfish, trying to find some support, could be a long. eBay, long. Facebook, when I say long, that means buy opportunity based off of the education that we teach. That's a bull flag setup. Here, interesting. Not sure about Facebook. I'd have to look at that one longer. It's outside the confines of the speed of this video. Okay, fair enough. GoPro, sure. Okay, Microsoft MU. Ooh, interesting. Netflix, stay away from. I'm looking for something that could be something good on the bullish side, but everything's looking. It's under a lot of pressure, not liking that. PayPal's looking fine, starting to roll over a bit here. It needs to catch its breath and look for more upside. Roku, Shopify, yeah, maybe Shopify, it's a play there. Snap, could be a play opportunity soon on that. Tesla, yeah, setting up as a bull pullback. Twitter, a nice bull pullback to a support level. Look for a trade there to the upside. Okay, there you have it. All right, monologue time. Now, for you guys who are brand new with us, welcome, subscribe. Welcome, subscribe, and I want to say a big apology. You haven't seen a video from me in 2 weeks, and here's why. And I'm going to be talking about things outside the realm of stock trading. Well, I keep saying that, and I always give a nugget of truth, a golden nugget of, that's beneficial to individuals. But anyway, but nonetheless, I'm stammering. Here's the deal. I took my family on an impromptu vacation. We went to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg, and had a bear come into camp. So check this out. It's not a camp. We rented a cabin on Verbo. It's like a Airbnb. Had this beautiful cabin, multiple levels, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful cabin. You can't believe what you can give. We're under $300 a night, and it's just awesome. Overlooked the Appalachian Mountains, and it took a 4x4 to get up this slope. It was awesome. Awesome. I don't know what they do in the winter when everything's icy, but we got up there. We're grilling out on the top deck. Bear shows up, and it's a mama bear with 3 cubs. And she likes what she's smelling. Sent the 3 cubs up a tree. Mama bear started coming at me. There's a video. Man, I wonder if I could add the video to this video. I don't know. But there's a video, and I'm going, go bear, go bear. I'm yelling at her, and she starts to back off. But the video doesn't catch her coming back. She came back, and it sent us indoors. Mama bear sent the 3 cubs up the tree and walked around our cabin, sniffing the cabin, sniffing all the food areas, went and sniffed the SUV for food inside it. Didn't find anything, went out to the cubs, brought our 3 cubs back down, and they disappeared into the woods. So I like to camp. I've been around bears who have come into camp while I've been asleep, but I have never been that close during the daytime to a bear that I was confronted with. So it was exciting. That was exciting. So I had a good trip. Right after that, I had a birthday. I turned 47. Wish me a happy birthday. I just turned 47. And then, unfortunately, I had a wonderful anniversary, 22 years. Thank you, Janelle.
That was the purpose of the trip.
Yeah, that was the purpose of the trip. And then I had a stepmother pass away. And it was expected. She's in a much better place now. And all that has happened in the last week. So please forgive me for not getting a video done last week. Mark, the Meerkat, stood in for me the week prior. So thank you, Mark, for that. Something that I'll share with you that I'm doing is this. Now I'll give you some metrics. I put it on, if you go to Grok Trade, look for Grok Trade on Facebook, and you'll see the video. I've actually posted. I was on my back patio working on a trading algorithm. The trading algorithm is basically the super duper uber sophisticated computer program that utilizes a lot of data through artificial intelligence, machine learning, and I have been pulling my hair out for the last 4 months working on this. I have a plethora of different scripts, codes, right, that I'm using for backtesting and for different trades. But I finally found one that's working. Here's why I'm doing it. I I'm an innovator of sorts. My mind thinks that way. I'm an entrepreneur. I love creating. I got thinking, what could I create to make my trading easier, where I'm not stuck at the computer trading? Can I bring autonomy to that? Can I make a trading bot do the heavy lifting for me? So that was a challenge. Harder than what you think, guys. I don't know how many of you are coders. I don't know how many of you guys may do scripting, how many of you do Pine scripting with TradingView, which I'm really interested in. I don't know how many of you guys are doing that, but I'll tell you this, kudos to you guys if you have done so successfully, okay? It is not an easy feat. Coding, even the simplest, one of the simplest formations that we teach in our mentoring program is a high base. And there are certain rules that we have to follow for a high base. And the high base has to be a legit high base. I had several developers helping me who are traders, okay, try to script out a high base breakout system that we could trade by. I cannot believe how difficult that has been. Just the defining what is a legit validated high base, just to be able to code that becomes so arduous that I just threw in the towel. I said, man, I'm done with that. But anyway, let me get to the goods. You can watch this video yourself, and I'll have to go by memory here. But I have a algorithm now. It's under lock and key. The developers who have helped me put my system together have signed non-disclosure agreements. This is a black box. I broke the code, and I could not be more excited. So don't hold me to these numbers, and these numbers will be changing because we're tweaking the algorithm, but it's a highly complex algorithm that when we change one thing, it sends a break of these other things. But we got it. One of our trading students that's been through the 301 mentorship and the 401 advanced master trader mentorship happens to be a programmer of 2 decades with experience. I've been working with Ryan. So Ryan, I'm giving you a shout out, my friend, has been working with me very closely to make this a reality. So here's the deal. We want a good win ratio. Now, what we teach in our mentorship is you only have to win 4 out of 10 trades to make money trading. So if you have a 40% win ratio, you can make a little bit of money. It's not going to be great money in trading. So a monkey throwing darts can do 50-50, okay? But there's another component that's vitally important to us, and that is reward to risk ratio. The reward to risk ratio, the profit factor, needs to be 2 to 1, right? So for every dollar you put in, you make 2. It becomes a money-making machine. My algorithm is at a win ratio of 79%. We'll round it to 80 in my favor. Every 10 trades that my algorithm trades, it wins, makes money on 8 of them. Furthermore, the ones that make money has a profit ratio of 2.5. 2.5 higher. An average of 2.5. This is back tested for several years on a higher time frame. Most algorithms are day trading or scalping very fast trading scenarios. What I have developed is something for retirement accounts. Something for the big retirement account. How can I not just buy and hold or let somebody else do, because we don't want to do that, right? Brokers make you broker. I have a system now that will trade my algorithm will trade my big account or big accounts by week weekly, using a weekly chart. Algorithms don't usually do longer time frames. Mine is designed to do so. So to put it in perspective, we usually have 14 weekly bars between each trade. So in other words, we have 3 months between each of our trades. Most retirement accounts, they buy and hold a mutual fund. The problem with a mutual fund is they always, almost 100% of the time, are subpar. They don't meet the watermark of the broad market's move performance. So if the S&P does this, every mutual fund does this. Why? Because the built-in fees in mutual funds. So savvy traders are not in mutual funds, not in mutual funds at all. They're in ETFs. My algorithm trades an ETF. That ETF back test, and here's how I'm going to get to the goods. Here's what it's doing. It's doing an average of over 150% per year net profit. Let that sink in. I could not be more excited. Back testing, if you use my algorithm back at the beginning of this ETF, you each and every year your account would go up by 150, right around 150%. We are blown away by the performance of this algorithm. Finally, not just the big boys have this. Finally, I don't have to put hundreds of thousands of dollars, to pay for these super duper uber fancy algorithms that only the institutions have and the big hedge funds have. More and more of these institutions, 80% of Forex, the currency trading, is done through algorithms now, and that's the biggest market out there today, guys. So finally I'm into this. I'm friends and family of mine, I'm going to be trading their accounts with my system. Interactive Brokers allows me to pick up to 15 friends and family. So that's going to be fun. And so anyway, if you guys are into that, shoot me an email at DES Delta Echo Sierra at groktrade.com. And if you're a developer, or you have an interest or whatever, if you want to connect with me on the side of programming. But right now, the programmer I'm dealing with has 20 years in Python, or he's a Python coder, 20 years experience, and a highly trained trader. And with my 22 years experience with him, that's how we're able to come up with such a dynamically powerful algorithm. It's fun stuff. So that is it. We do have another mentorship coming up next month. You're too late for this one. Next month, it's 3 days online, and you hang out with us all day for 3 days, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. We use Zoom. That's how we do it. Just go to Grok Trade and go to the mentorship site and fill out the form, and we will talk. So anyway, hope this was beneficial. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you thought this whole thing was a stinker. So anyway, thank you for thoughts and prayers, and we'll catch up with you guys soon. And Romulus will have probably a video, our hedge fund guy, this week also, so be watching out for that. Take care. We'll see you guys. Bye. Say bye, Janelle.
Bye.
You gotta say it louder. They can't hear you.
Bye.